प्रेजेंटेड बाय ईबिक्स कैश। हर खुशी के लिए काफी है।
Hello and welcome. You're with us here on Business Today. I'm Abha Bakaya. Here are the headlines tonight. Record close on Dalal Street as Nifty ends shy of 18,000. Sensex settles near 60,300. Banks lead the gains while IT drags. Even as electricity spot prices remain high on the Energy Exchange, Centre announces new rules to curtail profiteering by states. Big setback for Hari Bhakti and Co. after RBI bans them for undertaking audit assignments for 2 years. Big boost for aviation companies as government removes capacity caps on flights. The new order comes into effect from 18th October. No cracking car deals this Diwali as semiconductor chip shortage hit production. Dealers in no position to offer lucrative discounts to customers. Record closing for the markets, the Nifty ending just below 18,000. The Nifty closing with gains of 46 points and the Sensex ending up 180 odd points at 60,284, as you can see there on your screen. Consumer discretionary, that was a segment on a roll with stocks like Titan, Jubilant Foodworks, Avenue Supermarts, Kajaria Ceramics, all of them hitting fresh record highs in intraday trade. Some of the other gainers in trade today on your screen as well: Bajaj Auto, SBI, Divi's Labs making up the gainers list. In fact, we saw outperformance across metals, power, FMCG, all those indices gaining between 1 to 3%, while tech, telecom, that's really where we continue to see the pressure. On the downside, it was names like HCL Tech, HDFC Life, Coal India, some of the top losers in the session. HCL Tech, in fact, down close to 4% in trade today. Broader markets, meanwhile, continue to see outperformance. The S&P BSE Mid Cap and Small Cap Index up 0.65% and 0.3% respectively. Good news from the macroeconomic data released by the central government today. September consumer price inflation or retail inflation for September has come in at 4.3% month on month, lower than 5.3% that we saw earlier. And the index of industrial production released for August came in at 11.9%, growing from 11.5% recorded in July. Manufacturing output month on month for August, however, came in at 9.7% versus 10.5% previously. The central government has cracked down on states selling power at exorbitant profits at the Energy Exchange while subjecting their citizens to power cuts. It's also urged states not to sell the 15% unallocated quota that they enjoy from central power generation companies if they don't require it. States have been asked to share the quota with other needy states.
Spot rates of electricity on the Indian Energy Exchange spiked to record highs over the last few days as news of coal-consequent power shortages hit the headlines. The day-after rate, or the rate at which power distribution companies buy power to meet deficits in supply, have shot up on the IEX from an average of 4.4 per unit in September to an average of rupees 15.86 per unit on the 12th of October. Government rules cap the per unit price at 20 rupees. During trade, some distribution companies have picked up loads for this price as well to meet peak demand. Reports meanwhile suggest that in their meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah on Monday, the officers from the Power Ministry revealed how some state governments were using the spurt in spot prices on the Energy Exchange to sell electricity for large profits, while resorting to load shedding. Fresh guidelines issued Tuesday morning ensured that this does not happen. Centre has ordered that 15% power from the central generating stations, normally kept as unallocated power, is first allocated to consumers in the state, and also any surplus after that is sent to needy states instead of being sold to exchanges. Meanwhile, states are split along the political lines in their reaction to the coal crisis.
दिल्ली पास रही हो, जैसे हमने एनटीपीसी से 3,500 मेगावाट बिजली लेते हैं, वो आधी दे रहे हैं, तो हमारे को बहुत महंगी बिजली खरीदनी पड़ रही है। तो 20 रुपये यूनिट और 17 रुपये 25 पैसे यूनिट के हिसाब से बिजली परचेज करनी पड़ रही है, जो कि अगर एनटीपीसी को जो करार किए गए उनके साथ, क्या समझौता है वो दे दें तो हमारे को वही 4-5 रुपये मिलेगी, 6 रुपये मिलेगी।
उत्तर प्रदेश में 24 घंटे बिजली दी जाएगी, उसके बारे में मुख्यमंत्री जी स्वयं क्या देखें, बिजली सबको मिलेगी और कटौती नहीं होगी, ये ऐलान हुआ।
Power outages aside, the current spot prices are also burdening the already loss-making state electricity boards, an additional expense which the taxpayers will finally have to bear. And for the government, the issue is already a hot potato given that outages could dim festive spirit in the next 1 month. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
One of the biggest chartered accountancy companies in India, Haribhakti & Co., has been banned by the RBI for 2 years. In the first debarment under provision 45MAA of the RBI Act, the central bank barred Haribhakti from any audit assignments of entities regulated by the RBI. The ban goes into effect from the 1st of April 2022.
8 days after superseding the boards of Shrey Group companies, Reserve Bank of India struck again. This time dropping the axe on one of the top chartered accountant companies of India, Haribhakti & Company. In an order issued Tuesday morning, RBI said the action was taken, and we quote, because the company did not comply with specific directions issued by the RBI with respect to the statutory audit of a systematically important NBFC. Sources tell Business Today TV the NBFC mentioned by RBI is Shrey Equipment Finance Limited. The RBI move is expected to have far-reaching impact. First and foremost, it sends a clear signal to the chartered accountants and auditors to clean up their act. Auditors have been sent a message that hiding facts, especially in companies where public money is invested, will not be tolerated. Promoters also get a warning that accounts need to be clean. It is also a signal that the banking regulator is not shy of taking drastic measures. Meanwhile, there are reports that Shrey fallout could achieve nuclear proportions, with market regulator SEBI getting ready to crack the whip on various entities which allowed the defaults by the group companies to balloon over the years.
This is the first time that the Reserve Bank of India has barred an auditor under Section 45 MAA of the RBI Act. Now, this is a section which is invoked once the auditor fails to comply with instructions or directions given by the RBI. And if the charges are proved to be right, then the Reserve Bank of India has the right to bar the auditor for 3 years. This is Aishwarya Paliwal reporting for India Today from Delhi.
We also have the managing editor of Business Today magazine, Anand Adhikari, on the story. Anand, tell us what's the meaning and implication of these RBI orders?
The RBI has given a clear message that it won't tolerate any laxity or non-compliance of regulatory guidelines in the case of banks and NBFCs. The current order didn't mention the name of any NBFC where it had found lapses in auditing by Haribhakti & Company, but clearly it's the same group of companies which are already facing the bankruptcy proceedings in the NCLT court. This order against Haribhakti & Company also comes close on the heels of RBI's new auditing rule for banks and NBFCs. The new rules require banks and NBFCs to change the auditor every 3 years. There is also a cooling off period of 6 years set by the RBI before the firm get back to the same company for auditing assignment. In addition, banks and NBFCs with assets of more than 15,000 crore have to go for joint audit. Clearly, the RBI is sending a strong message to rock promoters.
Anand, thanks so much for joining us. Nehar Jambusaria, President ICAI, also with us on this. Nehar, one of the biggest chartered accountancy firms in India has been barred from auditing by the RBI. What does this mean for auditors?
Yes, from the press release, what we see is one of the audit firms is debarred by RBI from conducting audits of RBI regulated entities for a period of 2 years, commencing from financial year starting from 1st April 2022. So for 2 years, this firm will not be able to conduct or undertake any audit of RBI regulated entity.
And what remedial steps are you taking to ensure that such slippages don't happen again?
See, at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, we have highest regards for the regulatory processes. and in our continuous professional education programs, we do capacity building of our members on a continuous basis, and those efforts are on, and the institute will continue to do that. This is preventive check on members, that they are fully educated about what are the processes, what are the requirements of RBI, what are the requirements of accounting standards, auditing standards, and we do educate them. So all these efforts will go on. Apart from this, even on ethical standards, we have continuous programs. So this capacity building for members is being done by ICAI continuously, and it will go on.
All right, Nehar, thanks so much for joining us on that. Now, Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari, while addressing Indian Sugar Mills Association conference on alternative fuel, urged sugar mills to focus on establishing ethanol pumps. He also said that the government has given the required permissions. Listen it.
The research is going on, that is adding of ethanol into the diesel. We need to work more on that, and we have to take the opinion of the honorable guest from Brazil who is here, who can give us the opinion about how to add the ethanol into the diesel. And the most important thing which I will request you, that with the interaction with our Brazil authorities, whether it is possible, what is their Air Force program, where they are adding 50% ethanol in aviation fuel.
On the first day of her official visit to the USA, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman met global corporate leaders in Boston today to discuss investment opportunities and their participation in the asset monetization plan of the government. Later in the day, she also attended a dinner hosted by former Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers. The Finance Minister is in the US to attend the IMF board meet later this week.
Products that have been developed in India, in our facilities, in Perkin Elmer's facilities in Goa, are being used and exported outside the country for use for COVID-19 testing. So that's really a very good example of how we can, use and leverage the inclusive growth that the finance minister pointed out, and what the country has been doing for using the capabilities and skill sets from India for our development as a company, Perkin Elmer's development, but also from the country's perspective.
I see that the moves that the government of India has made recently has sent a very powerful message to the world of Western investors, indicating a new receptivity and a new system that I think does encourage the opportunity and appropriately cast India in a very more favorable light and welcoming light when it comes to bringing in investment, onboarding new businesses.
Now, in an order issued on Tuesday, the Civil Aviation Ministry has removed restrictions on seat capacity in domestic flights. From Monday, airlines will be able to fully book their flights. Currently, domestic airlines can book only 85% of the seats on their flights, and the government has capped domestic flight capacity since May 2020 in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The current restrictions of fares are also likely to be removed soon. Let's go across to Karishma Asudani on this. Karishma, big news in the aviation space.
Well, right, Abha, it's a jolly good month for October for the aviation sector. You see the disinvestment announcement followed by a new airline upcoming, and now this less turbulence for the sector, where the government has now allowed 100% flight capacity for the industry. The much awaited news. In fact, it's going to be interesting to watch tomorrow's airline aviation domestic stocks while the market opens. What's also interesting is that domestic passenger flight capacity has touched the 4 lakh mark on the weekend. The flight movement has also doubled, which also shows and indicates that consumers are now trusting the aviation and traveling market much more, which is a positive sign for the sector.
Wonderful, Karishma. Thanks so much for joining us. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lifts the veil of one of the most ambitious government schemes tomorrow. The 100 lakh crore Gati Shakti plan aims to bring 16 ministries together for multimodal connectivity to economic zones and propel the economy to the $5 trillion economy target. The digital platform will integrate utility and infra projects across sectors such as highways, railways, aviation, gas, power transmission and renewable energy. Announced on the 15th of August, the plan aims to break silos between departments and eradicate delays and waste during coordination between ministries. Importantly, data from the digital platform will also be made available to the private sector and will help in ease of living as well as ease of doing business. Tata Motors has announced a new subsidiary, TML EV, to channelize all of its future investments into electric vehicles. In a major move, the company has entered into a binding agreement with TPG Rise Climate, under which TPG, along with its co-investor ADQ, will invest $1 billion in the new subsidiary in exchange for 11 to 15% stake in the company. The deal values TML EV at $9.1 billion. The company will have at least 10 electric vehicles on the road in the next 5 years. The company will also be investing in charging infrastructure and battery technologies. Customers who generally wait for festive season to buy new vehicles at attractive prices are in for disappointment this year. Manufacturers and dealers are in no position to offer attractive discounts this Diwali due to the ongoing semiconductor shortage, which has led to a production cut.
Festive season has always been a great time for car sales. Not only because people get carried away with the festive spirit, but also because of huge discounts normally offered by companies in this period. However, this year is different. With the auto sector struggling with chip shortage, almost all companies have resorted to production cuts, leading to long waiting periods for popular models. For example, if you're planning to buy a Thar, you have to wait for at least a year. For Maruti Ertiga and Hyundai Creta, the waiting period is around 9 months, and the list goes on. Dealers said they have started placing orders with the companies for pre-booked orders, but the supply of fresh cars is low. And it's simple economics. When demand is high and supply is low, discounts disappear. Whatever little discounts are available are on models with low demand or those with a lot of competition. In case you're planning to bring home a Maruti Suzuki S-Cross, the company is offering discounts only up to 40,000 rupees. For Swift and Swift Desire, discounts are up to 22,000 rupees. Hyundai is offering discounts up to 50,000 rupees on the Grand i10 Neos, Aura, i20 this Diwali. There's no offer on the Creta Verna. Forced to wait for months, several customers have opted to wait and cancel their bookings. Dealers say this is already reflecting on the sales figures for Navratri, which may not be as high as they hoped for. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
After hitting a 20-month low in September, the unemployment rate in India is rising again as per the latest by the Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy or CMIE. Data for the week ended October 10 reveals that unemployment rose to 8.86% compared with 7.56% a week earlier. This was in a large part due to rural unemployment, which rose by a massive 249 percentage points to 9.48% versus 6.99% for the week ended October 3rd. Urban unemployment, however, continues to fall. The rate fell to 7.5% from 8.73% a week ago. Apple TV Plus has a limited library of original content, and unlike its global rivals Netflix, Prime Video and Disney Plus, the streaming service has no real India-focused content. Our technology editor Ayush Alwadi caught up with Kubra Seth, who is the first Indian actor to make her international debut on the platform with the sci-fi series Foundation. Have a listen.
Do you think this could really open the floodgates for maybe more India-specific content on Apple TV? Is that something that's waiting to happen after Kubra Seth's debut on Foundation?
Well, I hope, it is your lips from your words to the ears of God. Why not? Yeah. Right? But I think what is even more transformational in this particular show and the fact that it's on Apple TV Plus is that while the rest of the platforms at some extent are spoiling you with choices, at Apple TV Plus, you will find exactly what you're looking for, in terms of your emotional state at the moment. And then you have Foundation in the same breath, which is weaving a universe of its own. Yeah. It's taking you out of the ordinary, just kind of throwing you up there into this realm of interstellar stories, creating planets with different languages, creating characters who live on different planets with their own grievances, their own challenges, and how does humanity as a whole, mankind as a whole, deal with these new challenges with the presence of technology, robots, robot wars, what happens to them, how do we survive, do we even survive? So for me, Foundation is a show where if you are someone who's curious, if you are somebody who is interested in life as a whole and want to be inspired or seek from entertainment to enhance your life and make it better, then Foundation is a show for you. Foundation is a show for everyone. And as far as representation goes, I, as a character, could have been from anywhere.
Right.
Because it was a global casting. I'm not from Earth. I'm not from India on the show. I am just from a whole different planet. So for me, it is incredible to know that David Goyer has this incredible passion. And he says, you know what, let us embark on this journey where we find this character who is from Southeast Asia.
And before we leave, Samsung's big festive launch of bespoke refrigerators. The new fridge can be customized and designed as per your kitchen's design and comes with 4 doors. The prices range from 1.5 to 2.7 lakh rupees. The model will be available online and in retail stores from 18th of October. That's all from us on the show tonight. You're with us here on India Today. Thanks so much for watching.